The latest in the Reimagined series brings back another 1985 classic, much like the Chicago's, but this time around, we've got UNC. Ooh. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Reimagined in the UNC colorway. These guys right here follow suit with the other Reimagined, models and things like that. However, this pair is definitely more in line with the Lost and Found theme, even though, was that Reimagined? They called that Lost and Found. Was it Lost and Found Reimagined? I can't even remember anymore. That was a while ago. Either way, the whole theme is back, but different. Just in case you guys are wondering, the tissue paper is this.
Awesome. Wow.
There's no extra receipt. There's no extra anything. They're playing off of the product, but as far as packaging goes, apparently though, we did find the box. You know what I mean? So if you got the Chicago pair, the lid and the bottom were flipped. It was like a black base with an orange lid. And I guess the UNC pair is how that ended up that way, because now we got the black top with the orange bottom. So if you do have both, maybe you can swap them. Maybe it look cool, maybe it won't. I don't know. All I know is that these shoes, well, honestly, they look great. They feel great. And yeah, I do really like them. I will say that I do prefer the Chicago's just a little bit more in terms of an actual colorway. But would I be mad seeing this more often? You know what I mean? Like this reimagined Lost and Found style of Air Jordan 1 High in the OG model. No, I wouldn't. I would dig this if this was the black and reds. I would dig this if this was the Kentucky blues or whatever they call them, the storm blues. I can't even remember what all of these different names are. The metallic series. I would dig seeing them done just like this. I will say that the color does look a little bit off if you're comparing these directly to an original pair. This looks a little bit more bright. This is a very, very bright UNC. The originals weren't quite along this line. It's close, but not like this. So I would have loved to have seen the UNC panels treated fairly similarly to the white paneling, and not with the cracked look, but more so with that aged look. I would have liked a slightly darker looking upper. You know what I mean? Like if they really were sitting there in the back room for however long, I don't know if they'd be this bright. Now, as far as the model goes, the shoe itself in this particular colorway debuted in 1985. Some might argue, and I might agree with them, that its first initial retro was actually a Reimagined. And that was all the way back in 2003. And that was with a patent leather pack. Not just the UNC colorway was within this pack itself, but the Chicago's as well as the black and golds. They were mid tops. They were done up in patent leather instead of regular leather. So in my opinion, Reimagined. They would release one more time in mid-top form in 2013. I actually had that pair. They were awesome. Not everything about them was awesome, but it was an awesome shoe nonetheless. Mostly because this was just before they actually started releasing Air Jordan 1 High OGs. And that's how we saw these bad boys the next time in 2015. Fast forward to now, 2025, and we've got them back again, but this time in reimagined form. So yeah, brief history, yada, yada, yada. There was some other versions of this shoe in low top, in off-white, and whatever, but we're not gonna talk about those. We're just gonna keep it simple. As for the shoe itself, much like the Lost and Found Chicago's, the outsole does feature the greatest traction of all time, and not only that, it is done up in this, I guess, pre-vintaged or pre-aged way, where the soles look kind of chalky and things like that. This is actually what happens to rubber if you have some really, really old. It just might look like this, unless you store them like really, really well. You know what I mean? Like if you preserve them perfectly, they probably don't look like this. But if you're just a normal person like myself, I got pairs that look like this, and I'm not gonna say that it sucks, but I'm just gonna say that it happens. Having them come like this though, I do think is cool. It adds to the whole flavor of the vibe that they're going for, that whole Lost and Found. This is actually a pair from 1985, even though that midsole is not. Speaking of the midsole, it is your standard Air Jordan 1 High OG midsole. It's a rubber cup sole. They do have the sail treatment on there. Some people are gonna love it, some people are not. I personally don't mind it anymore. I've just basically have gotten used to it. It is the way that they do things. And so now I just kind of accept it. But inside of that rubber cup sole is a polyurethane wedge. Inside of that polyurethane wedge is an encapsulated air sole unit. On top of all of that is this piece of insole right here. It's not even a dream cell. It's like a fake version of a dream cell. Not my favorite thing, but you could take that thing out and swap it out for anything else that you'd like, and you'll be good to go. Now the leather on this, I think is nice. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say that it's premium, because it's definitely not. They're very thin cuts. Is it identical to the Lost and Founds? No, pretty sure that cow is long gone. So no way in hell that that's even possible. Were they manufactured similarly or sourced from the same manufacturer? It's possible, especially this cracked leather. But the top paneling that is all of the UNC panels paneling. It's definitely not the same as the Chicago's, you know what I mean? It feels like it might break in the same, but it does feel slightly stiff, not like anything crazy, just slightly. The white paneling, like I said, is that similar cracked leather that you see on the Chicago Lost and Founds. Even then, it doesn't feel the same either. Like that stuff literally is like cracked pieces, and when you touch it, you can see the top coat kind of like separating and stuff. This doesn't quite do that. It's very similar looking. Maybe it'll look like that once I wear them. Maybe that's what the difference is that I haven't worn these quite yet. And so what I'm remembering as my Lost and Founds in comparison to this is a f***ed up pair versus a brand new pair. I was trying to find my other second pair. I have a second pair of the Lost and Founds. I don't know where I put them.
Maybe they're lost and you'll find them.
Haha, so funny. But yeah, the overall leather I think feels good. It feels similar to the Lost and Found, so if you like that, then you should like this. The Wings logo does look awesome, per usual. They've also tweaked that. There's no trademark thing on there anymore, which there used to be. So I think that's cool. I don't remember if it's on the Lost and Founds. If it is, awesome. If it isn't, whatever. They do come equipped with 2 sets of laces. They are laced up in there very similarly to what you would see back in 1985. So if you would look at old promo shots and things like that, or literally find a pair and pull them out of the box, you would see that the bottom 2 eyelets have the additional laces in there. So both pairs that they originally come with are right there, ready to go. The tongue is nylon. It's also aged. Nike Air branding on the top looks fantastic. I will say that that doesn't look aged. That looks like bright ass white. So that's weird, but whatever. Now, as of right now, these are not listed on sneakers, but they are arriving at retailers. They're just not available for purchase. So as far as what the overall story is going to be, and like the item description, and if they're truly going with that Lost and Found vibe, or if they're just strictly sticking with the Reimagined series overall, I'm not really sure. I'll be interested to know once they do hit sneakers, just to see what they're doing, but they're clearly not putting everything into this like they did with that Chicago pair, which I do find strange, just because they're both originals, you know what I mean? Like they should be kind of treated equally, but whatever. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size. Whatever you typically wear with your Air Jordan 1s, that's exactly what I would recommend. I got the same exact size as my Lost and Founds with these guys. They fit perfect. I'm very excited to break these out. I just think that this is like the perfect time. Like it's about to be summer, you know what I mean? Like boom, here we go. And with that being said, what is today's user submitted question of the day?
What are your thoughts on the de-extinction of the dire wolves? And if given the chance, what type of extinct animal would you like to see in your lifetime?
I don't like it. I think it's cool. I'll say that. As far as like science and achievements, that's really crazy. But that's where I leave it. I'd be like, no, we can't play God. Like humans tinker with too much. You know, have we not learned anything from anything? The cordyceps thing, Stranger Things, in Last of Us season 2's out right now. That's got my mind racing. The Walking Dead, whatever the caused that, always got my mind racing. Like that's always in the back of my mind.
28 days later.
Bro, like, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Jurassic Park, what the like this is a bad idea, man. Like this is a bad idea. Making AI so smart and realistic looking. Have we not seen Terminator? Come on, man. What are we thinking about? Let's not do this. Let's not play out the movies in real life. Let's just leave the movies in Hollywood. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, the sky is falling type of person. I'm just saying that like, it just doesn't feel right. I think the science of it all is cool, but can we do something different with science? Like, I don't know, cure cancer. Why are we bringing back and it's not even true de-extinction. It's plug and play. Oh yeah, we found some DNA, so let's plug in the parts that are missing. What? What do you think about it?
I don't like it. But what I wanted to pipe in with was, because I was just like, oh crap, what if I need to come up with an animal that I would like to see in my lifetime?
Oh, I forgot about the second part, my bad.
So anyways, I just like Googled really quickly like a list of extinct animals. And this one, it's from Popular Mechanics is the article, and it's talking about the dodo bird, which hasn't been seen since the 1660s. The article reads, even though the dodo went extinct more than 150 years ago, their story is important. People didn't believe that God would take away a creature's existence after having gone through the trouble of creating them. So no one was truly alarmed at their disappearance. They thought they were like just kind of hiding.
How did they become extinct? Was it God or was it humans?
It was most likely rats.
Really?
Yeah, they like ate their eggs. But it was from humans coming over to their land
That's
and
what I'm
bringing
saying.
the rats.
It's not God, it's people.
But so the people didn't really like take care of any of the bones that they had of these. So that's why we have so little history of it.
Okay.
And it's just kind of people being people.
As far as the second part of the question, look, if I'm not meant to see it in my lifetime, it's not meant to, I don't want to see it. It's probably going to eat me. I am a land mammal. I know not to go in the fucking ocean. I don't want to run into a megalodon. Those are the weird things that I think about. That's why you won't ever see me in the ocean on a kayak or on a fucking little paddle board. None of that. I don't want to get fucked up. No.
Everybody should Google the smooth handfish that just went extinct in 2020.
That's actually kind of cute.
It's very punk rock.
But what about you guys? What are your thoughts on de-extinction? What are your preferred de-extincted animals, right?
That you'd want to come back.
Yeah, if you were to de-extinct one animal, what would it be and why? And on top of all of that, what do you think about the lost and found UNC Air Jordan 1s? Do you think this is a hit? Do you think this is a miss? Do you think that the Reimagined series should just be, oh, I called them lost and founds? This is what I'm talking about. It's a little confusing. What do you guys think about the UNC Reimagined? I almost called them lost and founds again. What do you think about these? Hit or miss? What would you like to actually see reimagined next? Model and colorway? Leave it down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Don't de-extinct anything. And until next time, y'all have a good one.